to anyone and everyone who sees this. I was just sitting here trying to rearrange the desk a little bit and figured probably about time to organize some of the things I've tied thus far. And forgot about these trays. I usually use these to organize shells. That's why they're all scratched up. Man, I got a little bit of a headache tonight. Perfect time to take it easy. I might move the vise just so I have more. Alright, so I'm gonna try to get this pointed down more. I think that's about as down as we're gonna get it. I wanted to use this thing Code has, but alright, let's see. Maybe I could get it more overhead. Up, up and away. Hey Michael. Hey Kevin. How y'all doing tonight? Alright, we're getting the hang of this. So, yeah, I gotta sort all these. Oops. I might not have taken into consideration as being heavy. Second. It is rather loose, but it'll do. I have a lot of these little sorting trays because I get a lot of beads on eBay and shells. A lot of things you need to sort. So I kind of want to dump them all out, honestly, but I want to try to get a hang of it. And some things aren't finished or have a real pattern, but I like the colors a lot. Like this I didn't finish, but it got all flat. Excuse me. But some of them aesthetically, I want to make more like of this color combination, but with more understanding. And I got some buggies. And since I'm not using this drawer over here, I figured I would just put these in these sorting trays and kind of have more space. This thing is neat. Glows in the dark. It's just chenille from the craft store, which there's stuff you can put in fabric to make it glow in the dark. I don't know anything about it though. But this is just like a super easy grub. Made months ago, but it's so vibrant. It glows. I don't know how long it'll glow for like that, but real nice. Jigs are probably what I want to focus on the most, and if you see Run in the chat at any point, he makes them like some super fire jigs. Kind of gave me the balls to try to tie some. And this one I think is my favorite, and I have to get more of these hooks. Big bet. I'll put these here. I also a huge fan of these tube fly things. I want to make some heavier ones. And I'm more happy to try to tie anything. But I'll put all the tubes. Tubes galore, if you will. This is why I have no friends. But anywho, I think that's what I'm gonna make this section called on Rage Baits, honestly. Got a bunch of white ones too, and I made these months ago when I first was learning how to tie things, but snuck some, can hardly tell, opalescent, or pearl flash, and some are super simple, but I just colored these with Sharpie, and man, what a treat that is. And another jig, go see. Oh, hey y'all, I didn't expect. Hi everyone. That one flabby one? Oh, please never hesitate for real help. A tidy desk is no longer a workspace. I like that a lot. The bead bugger. Is it this thing? No. These, I want to make more of these. What color was it? Top one? No. Oh, this? I think I'll put all those grub looking things together, and I'll put the worm looking things together. These are those stress ball worms. And the hairline chenille worm. Ultra simple. You filled in the glory. I do have a can in there. A can so it does catch things. But I really, really think that this table needs some modifying. This guy. This is just packing foam, but it's really heavy, but I'm not sure. It's heavy because it is soaked in a lot of resin. We made that a long while ago. Goggle. The green with the bars. Okay, wait. Oh, these? Yeah. And like these ones are because they get. If I put them all together, there's like clear progression. But I can make them like super heavy and stuff. It's just with craft fur. And probably one of the funnest things I've ever tied. And still have a bunch of them, and I gifted a lot of these. And they look great. I haven't like really did much with them, but in the water, was one of the things, one of these ones. And these ones have minimal flash, and that was the only one that brought to the lake. But my casting wasn't very anything, so I just kind of dragged it around, I'll be totally honest. Learning from just square one. But there's a shite ton of these. I really, really cannot stress enough how I really like tying these. And I could tie any weight or what have you. And I have now some more. Ooh, where is it? Yes. Man, these goodie bags on eBay are just, they make my day. Because some of it's old dead stock, like old stuff. Like I got this fluorescent stuff. It's just looks like, I don't know, cleaning sponge. Something like that from afar. But it's so fluorescent. And it looks old, like maybe 90s. But one of the things came with this craft fur. and just real stoked on that, because yeah, I could use Sharpie to make it any color, but at the craft stores, alright, so Joann's, oh, Rest in Paradise, they don't exist anymore. Well, their craft fur was real weak anyway, it was like 1 inch fibers, but Hobby Lobby has nice long craft fur fibers, however, they only have in a few colors. They do have some strips of like, I think that's called unicorn, and if you see it's like bars. So you could cut them and have individual colors. Crazy X's, but yeah. And I got some better hooks since then with more gapier gapes. And these are essentially the same, but with that marabou wrapped around, which still thinking that because makes it so much fuller, which is something I struggle to still do in a lot of instances. I think, I gotta have a spot. These are with carnelian or fire agate, I'm not too sure, but they have nice weight to them. And nice, like, I can imagine the sun hitting that would look pretty neat. And some, but there's another fire agate, which I haven't got around to using any of the Vogers because I'm just like been waiting for cast improvement because I did pack one of these for the beach though. My hopes are high with this. Well, not like high, but as far as like movement, because that's a struggle also. Repeat. Excuse me. Oh, let me look. And UV materials that are UV reactive, fluorescent, or luminous. Grab a cheap UV torch, make it a station, or store after trying. Time you want to get the materials. Oh. Oh, very, very nice. Appreciate that, Michael Shaw. Have you tied a keel bugger? Yep. Michael, I thought, I didn't realize that the fish, because see, I used to be afraid to ask them questions, but now I just say, please excuse my ignorance, and then continue on, because it just like keeps one from doing anything. And man, I was trying to find a way to make a UV light, like underwater UV light, to make this stuff. But yeah, long story short. But yeah, between UV and the glow in the dark like stuff, it really blows my mind. One of the things with blue heron, the dive spot, it's like 3 feet underwater. A few people like I've seen like dive under there with UV lights, but it's incredible. So like it made me think like more the UV like materials also like allow to like blend in with that environment like even better, which blew my mind. I'm trying to get this book for that spot to try to tie through because the colors, it's like a disco down there, like wildly so. And a lot of the spots that I would find stuff like this to see would be out. You'd have to take a boat and like find reef, but man, like Caribbean lobster, all kinds of scrimps. And like, I really want to bring UV light to see for myself because then like see like the patterns that UV takes. Like, oh, it's gonna be sick. I appreciate that, Track Skeleton. Learning every day new ways to organize this crazy thing, which I call sleep deprivation. But, you know something? Real stoked on that. I just couldn't get this to like lay down, but when it's wet and being ripped in through water, then I did the best I could with the head, but I definitely need some pointers here. These are Terrorize I found at Tuppence, and really awesome. And I do have a notebook here because I'm trying to write down things I need to really, I don't know, pull a peacock out of these canals. So if anyone has any recommendations for that. But these, they only came in 4 packs, but I really like this shape. Oh, jeez. I'm fried, y'all. Well, not like that, but like exhaustion. But these barrel-like shapes, I love them. Definitely want to learn how to tie around those. And these are jigs. I feel like I'm making a charcuterie board. And just endless these. Going back a few months, I have another box of like super scrappy ones from the very beginning. Like if you want to see, this is the very, very, very first thing I ever tied, and this is because I was waiting for materials in the mail. I was just trying to like tie around a hook with thread. I didn't have I forgot what I was using to tie around it, but it's fur and a feather. I still want to bring it somewhere one day. And stuff that just like, when I first got a beginner kit, I still want to bring them. I bet that'll be intriguing too, maybe. But I really want to focus on jigs because I know I can fish some. Because some things I really don't know how to even move them through the water. This one's that glow-in-the-dark stuff. Super heavy bead. I wish I could find more of this. That's like half and half. But I got loads of these. Really, really enjoy tying these. Any pointers as far as how many feathers, like for deceivers, and any tips, like more detailed tips on deceivers, would be more than appreciated. Because this is another thing I feel like would be nice and intuitive to fish, and got loads of colors of bucktail now, so could really start getting exploratory. And there's like a bunch of questions I have when tying them, really, as far as like when to tie it in. And I have this EVD, but I still have more questions. Here, let me sit behind the camera so I could actually read this. But here, let me point this out. You can find these on eBay. Highly recommend. I want to find the ones with him and Bob Clauser. I wish they had a full-on PBS show or something, because really just interesting people and huge amounts of information. And those of you who perhaps are into collecting, Lefty Cray's daughter is selling some of his flies on Facebook, and so we can go to All the Best for Lefty Cray, and you'll find it. And she's like really nice and fascinating to talk to, so it's really worth it. Like even just to see the pictures. I call this Redhead Redemption because no, that's not what this one is. The other one is Halfway Up Princess. It's just because I thought that game was called Redhead Redemption for like years. The day you stop learning is the day you stop having time. Yeah, I feel like the day you stop learning is like the day you start. I don't know. Don't want to get too dark, but. That's I think the where the true excitement comes from is knowing like the world's always going to be chaotic. It always is, was, and like will be, and it's a matter of like how they say like life is what you make it. I get that now. So the excitement comes a lot from knowing that A, you'll never be bored. One moment. You'll never be bored, and you'll certainly not run out of like I'd like to think I was into insects. Like I like watching them, but you end up watching them different, and loads of stuff like that. And there's just like endless activity involved also, because not only is it is like to me crafts like because like to me crafts are just handcrafts, anything crafting. But I don't know, I'm just real stoked on it as well. And yeah, I feel like I don't know, just gotta get out there. These dang canals, they're so tempting, but I was stuck. I had to crawl back. My oars did nothing, and the lake is prime, it really is, but I just need to I guess work on my cast so I get caught less. I don't know. But here I am. I was across the room. Let us. Oh shoot. Let me try to kill book. Wait. You see the flag actively? Wait. Jupiter has 95 moons. Wait, what flag? Candy cane. Oh, is it this thing? No, because it would have been up here for a while. Is it one of these things? These? These are made with that doll hair. Oh, I don't know what it's called. It's supposed to be EP fiber, but I could see from people tying with EP it's totally different. It's like doll hair, but I think it's like the first few weeks of. I'll probably put these in a totally different section. Because those are pretty much going to storage and then whatever could use. And whatever I like made forever ago, and it's just what is that called, like sentimental or what have you. Probably put in a different section. These are the ones tied the other night. So, which one was? And these for canal and beach in my plans thus far. Pink and the innards. Anything like weighted, I think I'll have. Try to tie some little. Guess I'll put this in like ease. Loads of stuff like that, which I'm not too sure. It's like there's so much I don't know if like proportionately it makes sense or not. I'm trying to still find a place like by the water, because man, I'm stoked on that. Get in there for days and just see what stuff looks like swimming. Lots of these small things too, which I understand that I'm wondering if I could use these for like a type of sabiki, like this style. Like essentially rig them as a little school of something. I don't know. But a few of these things I'm putting in my box, like these bluegill killers. Tied them at the very beginning, but they look really, really good in the water, you know. And a lot of this stuff, like I tied that at the very, very beginning, so I'm not too sure if it makes much sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same thing with these attempts at matukas. I couldn't really get the feathers nice. I was going to try to use heat, but I wasn't sure. But these will go in the sentimental tray. Same thing with these doll box, which I made at the very, very beginning. Like, I still don't know much, but I really didn't know much. I didn't know anything, really. So, they're like more like little bait fish, right? Or something, I don't know. Something darty, because I look how much fibrage I put on those. Put them all in the sentimental. And I did try an Alexandria, I think, but I'm not too sure. This is one that I want to get a little better. I tried to follow the recipe to a T, but I just don't think the proportions are appropriate or proportionate. And then these are based off of Code's grandpa's fly. And this I never finished, but that is just braided French tinsel, like wraps for the body. I never put resin on it, but I feel like it would make it very scaly looking. A way to make that really thin French tinsel kind of like a thick flat braid. Two things. Oh, ooh. Yeah, put these in here. This one's just like color combination. Need to revisit, I think. Two things affect color underwater and deeper water. Red fades first. Fluorescent and luminous work more to the UVS of the spectrum, pushing white into the UV visible bands. Fish pick up much. Hey, is that why I got a lot on eBay and there's this UV material that's purple, but under UV light or UV light it's blood red. I could grab it. Maybe that would be good for like a deeper blur. Okay. Yeah, so this is the stuff too that I'm not too sure. I can't find much information on it. Fluorescent tow, but this stuff, this glow bug yarn is crazy. I'm just like, new world for me, right? So, it like shocks the system. Like these, nice and vibrant, what have you. Like that's all, whatever. Wow. It's intense. And the same thing with that yellow toe, which looks a little bit like the material is a little, I guess, raspier. More space in between. UV is living nails. Yeah, I want to dive with the UV light. It hit me the other day that that must be a thing, and I looked it up, and like a blacklight poster from Salute or something. But this is the stuff. Purple. I don't know if, no, you can't really tell on camera. At least I can't really tell on the camera, but in person it's blood red. See if I can zoom it. In person it's, yeah. Interesting. And TV. Oh, gotcha. Wow, that plastic really, it's like a magenta-y red. Which I always see UV with the like neon colors, but this is the first time I really even thought about. It looks just like purple or blue in the camera. Like not blue, like a purpley blue, but it's like a magenta-y red. And yeah, I really want to accumulate more darker colors because that's not something that I've thought about. And a lot of these, so, okay, UV, for like clearer waters, it would be more strategic to use like when fishing clearer waters, and then perhaps in murky waters like flash and sound. Which chattering stuff is something. Chatter and spoons. Ooh, I gotta find some spoons. Ooh. There's more bugs. Oh, I really want to. I need to stop getting hung up on materials too. I need to just tie more of these because I'm really excited for these for the canoe. But I held off because like thinking maybe some thicker rubber legs, but I'm just gonna get going back on those. Same thing with these skaters, which Tires Flies has one, the American one, which I haven't tried origami wings yet, but really want to. These were, I couldn't really get the wing right, as you can see. They're all in different configurations, but this pattern I found in the fishing encyclopedia. I think, I guess 60s. I guess I'll put kind of all the foam ones together. Yeah. Skater Davis. Some different color. But wings, I'm still not much better at. Finally got partridge feathers, which haven't. So, yeah, get organized. Really. Because ever since I got back, I've been still unpacking, essentially. These are first attempts at tarpon flies, but more than happy to retie them with some pointers as far as how thick and like, I really need like feedback on a lot of stuff, honestly. And some small bullet things. Another one like that, but a little bigger. And okay, I was using the beginning to keep my hands busy, and I don't know how a lot of these will fish, but whenever I either find either a spot or just like concede to the canal, some days it's pretty clear so you can see the stuff moving. At least like the first, half foot. 5 seconds from the torch powers up the materials in all light conditions. Clear water, cloudy water. Oh, okay. Very nice. And when you say UV light, like this, or torch, I like torch. I wish. Ooh, gosh, that's sweet. Gosh, that is sweet. Needs to film that close up for like some old 30-second music videos, songs. This is the one I tied upside down, but the scrimps or something. First one, which Ann King used to be around here a lot, but he disappeared after a spleen operation, and he was a older fellow, methinks. scrimps. And stuff like, I'm not sure if this is too blunt, like, there's those things. I just gotta get out there. My kit is almost done. I just need a tent because the sun is really intense. But this is very simple scrap craft for I didn't have weighted beads, I just had this at the time. But it looks funny. And here, all this will be scrimp because that's probably going to be a huge focus. This is a unfinished scrimp, but it was one of my first dubbing blends where I just liked the colors of like Butterfly Barbie when I was a kid or some shit. I forgot. Yeah, I'll keep this in the color one. But still also need to make more scrimps like this, which I just went a little too narrow on the foam. But I'm sure it'll provide a few levitating properties. However, next one I want to put hackle legs going down, and this pointing upwards, but like a wider gap. Cause then like there, but this could be cut in a way so it'll definitely not get caught, like maybe in a strip or something. Cause I really need to get better at weedless stuff. This was just messing around. I don't know what I was doing, but I like it. Need more legs, maybe. For a while, I was just trying to keep my hands busy. Like this one, I still have to kind of stabilize that shell with some penetrator or something. That's a little scrim. These are some sand fleas that I used deer hair. This one, whoops. I used some deer hair to, oh, what do they eat? Maybe I can put a little bit of what they eat at the end of this hook as bait, but anywho, deer hair folded over with some UV resin, various amounts. Which with a few more, I feel like these, I could start, like, definitely want to give these a go. Big, big bad. And I'll put them here. Chamois crab. And another little shrimp. I forgot where I found this pattern. I think it was the Lefty Cray compiled book on saltwater flies. Like kind of vague crustacean. These, I just really like these feathers. Craft store hackle feathers. Which I don't know how these are gonna fish, but I feel like adding some marabou maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Trying to get out there. It's been like wild trying to find rentable spaces though. Because I don't really care if it's like a, I don't care if it's a cabin and a boat on a trailer. In a back alley. It just has to be anyway because there's a lot. I can't get down telepathically. More of them. This is not the prettiest or most creative thing, but I won't be worried of losing it. Same thing here. Is the first goes at tying on these. Don't want to go to waste. So maybe there's like stuff I could add to it. I'm not too sure. But I can always cut the stuff off of it too. Mustn't waste. This is another early on. There is another bit, but I ran out of room, so it only got to this part, which, you know, I could do good. But yeah, this is early. Not sure what about it. I'd start already kind of separating so ones that you use or can use. This one is first attempt at a mangrove silk fly. I'm not sure how I'll fish or the proportions, if the hook's too big, not sure every bit of that, but and this is a very, very, very first attempt with the wrong material of a lefty cray candy stick. I forget whose pattern it is, but it's one in just a compiled book. Not doll hair. More doll hair ones. But this one's pretty neat, I think. Tried to make a surf candy. This stuff is just, it doesn't move at all in the water. It's like bad animation, but yes, I do want to try. Please run, please look, if you're still here. Oh, is it this thing? Candy cane. I'm still been trying to like pan. Oh shoot, another early attempt. Kind of reminds me of stuff that I'd see at like Tuppence and tobacco shops as a kid. What are those? These I could probably set aside. They're just ones that messed up all time. Oh. Like here's also, there's one of my favorite channels is Stan's Flies here on YouTube. Well, I guess obviously, this is an amalgamation, alright? But it was technically inspired. I see a lot of, yeah, that was a long time ago. I made a bunch of these too with just UV resin. Okay, dope. Another early scrimp. Which is simple as can be. I still have to empty this desk. Get all the tools out, but here's some faulty attempts also. First attempts at chatter just using beading wire. It's really sturdy stuff. I'm not sure how appropriate, but these also I really enjoy. Alright, so that would be good. With the bead chain, anything with an upturn hook, honestly, I feel like I'm gonna be able to get down with, but any kind of, I like his face. what I look like when I wake up in the morning. But any downturn or upturn hook, this one is from a craft store boa. I just dug heavily the color combination of those little lifelike colors. But they're really simple. You can use just about anything for them. So if I lose one, I could easily just retie it with a handful of, I mean, really easy to come across materials. And they're essentially these. Yeah. And some early minnows. I think actually this one I made not too long ago, but these ones were forever ago. Which I didn't have any eyes, so it was kind of a struggle making these. These I think are painted and then like glazed with head cement, which was a pain in the ass, I'll say that. A lot of stuff, I know this, a lot of stuff reacts with each other. Some glues can't be used with some paints, it just like gets all splotchy or bubbly or reacts, says no. And yeah. Wee little fish. I'm sorry, was that insensitive? Wee little fishy. I'm sorry. It's precious, and that's what my brain says when I see it. You can see the UV refraction from the. Yeah. I was talking to Code the other day, and like, UK fish is heavily on my mind. Not fair. I don't want to talk about it, but I will. Man, if chippies just came to America, like into Florida once, that's a whole untapped industry that doesn't exist for some reason. Cool and unusual, but chippies are shops that sell the most splendid foods available. Fried fish, fried potatoes, malt vinegar. Like, if you eat that, you have energy after. You don't have to lay down, you don't have a stomachache, you don't like, I mean, maybe some places you'll get a stomachache from, but that's why reviews are great. Real quick, these. I need more patterns like this because this was a hoot and a half to tie, and I know I'll be able to fish this because that's going to get to be a real slopper. This is a post fly pattern. Let's see. Whatever one with the, okay, I think this is the post fly one. It has the best top head. But these were, it's the Heisenberg. The thread looks like it'll be not a fun experience, but it didn't snap or anything. I don't think it did. And, oh, fun as heck. I wish I could grab a few more of these packs, because I just, any more patterns like this, proper bait fish, like soppers, something like, someone who can't present for shite could, get out there. I kind of want to put these in a separate section a little bit because it's for my kit, but I'll keep them in here. Trying to consolidate. Alright. Okay, use this for beads again. Or small things. Or bending if I could ever get back to that. Finding an apartment these days is like, what the hell? Wish I could like go in and rent a house with a bunch of like, make like MTV style fishing surf, to be totally honest. Life is very short. This, oh, that looks gnarly up close, but tray was so nice, and it got thrown across the room apparently. But anywho, it is a craft room, so everything goes on the floor and then it's swept up. And this has been kind of sitting in the corner for a while now, and I couldn't let the stuff accumulate dust or anything. Because some of this stuff is pretty useless maybe, and some of it's not, like these were first attempts. I'm still looking for some fleshy wrap, if you will, for worms and exoskeletons. They make the rubber bands too thick these days. But I forgot what pattern this was, and I still gotta go find it. I saved it in a playlist, however. And yeah, rubber bands are a little. And then this is the very, very beginning too. I was trying to use beads to make not sure. Rubber bands, I think. Resin and tinsel, I'm not sure. Foam. This is my favorite. I'm a little bit attached to this one. As is. Just a beaded eyes. A balloon, which didn't go very far with those. Yeah. Some coachman attempts. A few variations of coachman attempts. One of my favorite color combinations ever. It just looks really royal, honestly. It's the red with the peacock and that orange. It's just like those old, like, I don't know, you go into a royal room or something. It's just decked out with effects and like artisanal everything. Some attempts at snails. These were from imitated fly tie with some waxed. The red could be taken as a shrimp or squid. Very nice. Don't use male rubber bands. They tend to be. Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny. I did not even think about there being different types of rubber bands. Yeah. This is title me, which this is a bit of a creative block night. It's like a mohawk donut. Its name is Sid. But I love these. And I really do think I should add some, perhaps more marabou to the tail or something. I don't know. But I gotta figure out something to use these for. They're glorious in my eyes. Tuppence found them. And these, used the doll hair for this one, and bucktail for these. These are those stinger hooks, or those, okay, so there's these little hooks that you put on these hooks with weights for pompano, and dang, it's out there. So I recreated them to the best of my ability. Hey Rooster, how you been? Wait, really? I'm trying to think of the. Let me grab that thing really quick. Because I'm also trying to learn how to fish with them. These are them. So the hook themselves. I'm sure it could, but so that's happens. And $2.99. So I threw in one of those stinger or what? I forget what these hooks are called, but from what I'm told, you attach these to this with that ring and maybe some bait. I'm not too sure. I'm real stoked on these though. For pumping me, thanks. Not yet, Rooster, but haven't really. So, my life has been a major roller coaster, and I've been tying through straight chaos. And not to get too heavy, but I've been tying on for the saltwater, but now back on the canal, and the worm I think was the closest I got my casting. Oh, it was just I got stuck in the canal in a current going full force. At the canal itself, I end up switching to rubber worms because I do like fishing, you know. So I've been, I think, trying to overplan like testing lures rather than just fishing with them. But now my pull is just a Estaz worm, and I'm only casting with that until I catch something. And the main focus, I guess, is weighted stuff like this guy, because I'm not too sure how to cast light things, and I've lost a good deal down there thus far, so I need to learn as much as possible. And the worm, though, is a treat and a half, because it doesn't move too fast. I thought I was going to dart around a lot, but it doesn't. And I do spend most of the time like focusing on the casting, because I'm not the strongest in that. But yeah, haven't caught anything thus far, but I don't plan on, I plan on being here for a while, so for the first time in a long time, first time ever really, trying to take learning as, like, as a whole part of it. Like, I didn't get very far in sewing because for some reason fully constructed clothing weren't appearing, like just from sitting at the sewing machine. So I have been kind of slow in just about every aspect. And finding spots has been not the easiest. Out here you get canals, really nice, but I've been trying to find a way to get like close to the water. There isn't really a good spot to stand, so now I'm just gonna be using the canoe as kind of like a dock. It's like something made in summer camp. Using it kind of like a dock and just sitting in there. But that cork real quick is an ear piercing cork. You can get about 50 or 100 of them for like $5-10 rather than, I mean, corks could get very expensive. They're not like the super best quality, but just figured. And I didn't finish this or anything, but it carved nice with the Dremel, all that. But yeah, low and a little very slow. Put these in the amalgamation drawer. But as far as, like, this is the Estaz one. It's got weight to it. Everything else, just, the stuff I'm most excited about, I just can't fish it. It's like I haven't unlocked the skills to do so. And, like, my natural behavior is like hook, egg sinker, and a chunk of squid. And that's like the weight though, like I know how to cast. That's I think two reason is trying to tie some jigs. However, I haven't fished any of these. I am a little attached to, I'm just so afraid of losing those, I'll be totally real. So I was gonna wait to fish them like somewhere I could swim. And it's kind of just me on this thing. So like as far as testing like these things, I was very hard to like stay focused on getting out there. This is what I have packed for the beach. So whenever I can get out there, I'm ready. Like get out there for longer. And last time went to the coast, it was gonna be for shoreline, so I brought sand fleas, this like bait strips, and pompano rigs. But I brought my beach rod, so it's 9 feet. Not really like for the small fishing pier. And the worst thing happened yesterday. I don't even want to. So I brought everything, man, like everything. I brought backpack full of not only activities, but every sinker could need. Um, enough for not just me, like every like shoreline rig that tried, learning back about these last few months, and was very prepared. We got to Ocean Ridge or Ocean Reef and rip currents and like just the guarded beach, and then I couldn't figure out where to fish. All rocks. So probably won't be going back there until like just figure out different setups for different situations. So had to carry all that stuff back. 3 poles, bucket, like my backpack, cooler. I was just prepared. Like then mentally preparing, over prepared was well way over prepared. Like considering my pack for next time go has some half the size. But yeah, um, I am a female human being, and as soon as we got to Ocean Ridge, Kogos does his swimming and filming the critters, and I go to the fishing pier. I'm setting up I'm just like I'm rigging everything up, mentally preparing what area gonna hit first. Because I'm like, man, not really prepared for this situation, but maybe I'll just go over here where there's nobody and try to get as far out there at the pump network, like in the kind of bay-like area. I tell you what, if I didn't succumb to the curse of being born female at that very second, well, I don't have a change of clothes with me. So I just ended up collecting shells, and I needed some beads anyway, so these are the beads that I find there. So I learned, yeah, I just, I'm just gonna bring changes of clothes everywhere from now on. But this is what I mean. I need to do local day trips over and over again until my kit gets smaller and smaller. Because I've been planning this since I was a kid, just like now there's so many sources for urban camping and stealth fishing and stuff like that. But now that I can like take on areas like on my, you know what I mean? I'm not a kid, like a child, like I could like rent hotels and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm long since been an adult, and like I'm like, whoa, I gotta get going on this because Flamingo is like one of my biggest dreams to canoe camp through there. But holy trucks, I'm nowhere near capable of taking on an area like that. I'm talking about like, big old nature preserve, camping, yeah. But I do want to try to get lost in some of these expanses and be able to fish and cook. And ever since I was a kid, I liked cooking outside, and my setups are like as basic as it gets. It's literally anything that can hold some fire and then that. So I'm golden in that aspect, and a lot of forageables. Stoked to mix that with fish and beads. So I sat there like, I'll be totally real, in like fetal position, and found beads. Make the best of it, whatever. It sucked. Was so prepared too. But yeah, I'm just gonna attach the bait caster and the catfish bowl to my bag. I'm not gonna overpack. I really I want to catch some sand perch and needlefish because I've been wanting to try that for a long, long time now, ever since last summer. And it looks good, man. So the guy asked if I caught anything. I said no. And I said, what do you got? It's just like the cleanest looking. And I'm looking for smaller fish. You know, a lot of the focus are on these big, massive, beautiful, you know, I wouldn't cry for with the cobia, but I do want to make sure I have something in my cooler at all times, and sand perch is really, really good. And I think that would be a really fun thing to target with the bait caster. And eventually, when I get my hands, like, behaving, fly rod. Because delicately, just like, oh, these rock piles, they're so swimmable. All these swimming spots, oh, just like, oh, I'm so stoked on that. You have no idea. Oh, the holy trucks, hey! Hey, Titus Fly. I hope your night is going golden. I'm not sure if you're still here, but I was just finally organizing some of the things that were piling up. Lost a good amount of them, but not too many. Because I'm gonna be using a bait caster pretty much. And finding more jig patterns. Anything weighted. More weight would be great. I was using some of these fire agate beads. They have a little bit more weight than the metal beads that I have currently, which they're a lot more denser because the metal beads I was using are for jewelry making and not the heaviest. And this pattern I found, I think, in the pattern book. It's an amalgamation, but it's got weight. And an amalgamation indeed. There's a lot of questions I have with rabbit strips because I'm never sure when. And like a lot of these questions I'm convinced are going to be remedied by swimming with the things and seeing exactly how they move. Which I might take the swamp tank out. I might finally free the swamp tank. They were nice. Gambusia fish and mosquito fish. I really want to tie those still. Stan's flies here on YouTube has a pattern that looks just like them. Same shape, like those kind of pregnant looking bellies. And oh, I cannot wait, Michael Shaw, to dive at the UV light. I'm trying to find a UV light. Waterproof UV light. Oh, it's like a blacklight poster down there. Scrap for the Christmas tree that's still up out there. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I was just organizing. I need to keep the other phone up so I don't miss comments, because sometimes I do get in my own little world. These I think I'm gonna keep in there for the canoe, which this is now all I'm taking. I overpacked so much, my back still hurts, because I'm really used to when Code goes fishing, used to like having to rigging his pole too, so I tend to carry for not just myself. However, with saltwater, that means a shite ton of like straight lead. And oh, but yeah, shoot. Well, yeah, I think that's uh, what else? Oh yeah, tomorrow, um, Probably trying to refine a bit because I really am trying to get going. I say that a lot, but like, you know, life does life stuff. And I'm sorry, but like, this wasn't even on purpose. That shit is darling, alright? But these are the stress ball worms, man. I'm not too sure. I think more weight, so they like have a chance to go all crazy down there. I'm not sure, but really excited on this. Made this at my parents' house. Well, all hell was breaking loose over there. And did bring one of the jig heads. All these hooks. I gotta find more of them. I'm pulling out. They're these. I'm sorry, but I'm not too good at tying over that hump on jig hooks with this. So these terrorize, yes ma'am, and these thumper scrimps, yes sir, real good. Internally causes so much joy. And I still need to get on some squid, especially for the inlets. I don't know, but I really want to try to get this this dude's surf rods on camera. Some of the most incredible work. Doesn't have a channel or anything, and it'd be sick to save up to get a locally made rod. So trying to figure out like, man, when can I film this? Can I film this? I'm very shy, so it's like hard to ask, like, yeah. I'll put these in here, these like schminnow-like things. I made these the very, very, very beginning. But, yeah, I don't know if you can go wrong with a little thing like that, so I'm still gonna say so. Which it looked gorgeous, but I think I want to put, what's it called? Like more length here, tie this in like here instead, and then make a collar or something. So there's like a body, but more movement back here, because it kind of just did that. It didn't have much movement. Coffee. Red Solo Cup. Florida Swamp. And Co found this butterfly, so I'm gonna try to put resin on it and cut out of that. Maybe use it for eyes like jungle cock or something. I don't know. How successful I'll be with the first attempt, but probably I'll figure out something. And loads of monarch butterflies get trapped in the screen, and you know, free a ton of them, but it's all shine. Yes. Oh yes. They be coming around sometimes. Just, you know. Here, I'm gonna grab some coffee. Make a TVE.
For another 10 years after that, is to investigate the inner workings of a number of different lures, including handmade. Until then, we may
Jupiter is pretty sweet.
remain just that. Despite the fact that LadyParts grew at the core, the majority of people would be hard-pressed to say any facts about it at all.
I actually serve milk more places, but when they do it like more
Actually, we know more
and
than you may care to
forgotten.
assume. and it is far from
We
boring.
should make that the Toro what we're heading with the UV rack.
Let's start with where it fits into the jogging system. And this dog is the third
The
largest
Blue
dog
Heron
in
book
Africa.
is called the Blue Herring Diving Companion, and it's like a catalog of everything down there. Sailfish. A sailfish was spotted down there last year. Young sailfish. So if you look up blue heron sailfish, blue heron sailfish. Yep. Bam. Loading. It's not loading, but look at that sailfish under blue heron, and that's it. Blue heron bridge. Riviera Beach, my future home forever. Riviera is like the only thing on my mind right now. It's really hard to think about anything ever because I'm not currently in Riviera. But yeah. Sometimes your like mind will just be like, go here, and you have no choice to say okay, or you go mad. Look at that, man. I'm sorry, I was getting lost poking around the pictures, because look at that. Man. Billfish, right? But, anywho, I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow is back on tying every weekday. Uh, as far as times, I don't really have a set time. I do need to figure that out eventually. Also, cause like I don't know, losing a lot of time. I think like not having a schedule, and got some I don't know, just antsiness building up. So tomorrow I might have to try to figure out if this bike still works. It's a e-bike, and if so, could go to the lake because the internet does work there. If not, in a few days there'll be internet in the canal, so I could take y'all down there when I'm down there. But for now, there's no self-service or internet. As soon as you like go below the surface of Earth, it gets cut. So as soon as something is pointed there, I could take y'all down there, which will be nice. It'll be nice. Little, yeah. I don't mind like there's just some stuff that it would be nice to bring y'all along is all. And got some books coming because there are some really good reading spots, and Code got this mosquito net thing, so to get some reading done too. And I got my freaking dream book. In the beginning of this whole shindig, I you know, there's a lot of directions, and with the rate, like, I don't want to sound too dystopian, but the world's just, a little bit of a clusterfuck, and by the time, like, it pans out, what, I'm gonna be, like, 50 or something, like, and being, like, I don't know. So, I want to just start preparing for my forever now, and my main interests in life, like, the repeating interests, other than crafts, are just, camping, like, I really like prepper stuff, archaeology and shit like that, so growing plants. It's all stuff that's really attainable, and like more the merrier, and it would be nice to like start getting groups together or something. And did mean to download Nextdoor app because I'm sure there's a lot of hiking going on in the Florida Trail. which is pretty dang close. But yeah, and what else? Yeah, 'cause some stuff would just be like, I don't know, so sick. Like get a big group, like a camping group, because there's spots where like tons of mangroves, so like loads of snapper, more people, more fish. Loads of snapper, loads of crab, and up north, like get oysters, and you know, a lot of people like just casually do like the craziest shit and just need to, I don't know, be less shy or something, cause they swamps are scary, man. And I think more the merrier in this aspect would be nice too. So you try to be on the lookout for local happenings and that kind of stuff. But tomorrow, I'm not. I'm gonna add some PVC pipe and yeah, cause I like the lake and I need to get the bike working. But dang it, the canal is just so fun. It really is. I call it the Nile, and it really is the fun. And there's loads of gators, loads of turtles. The lake, though, like you're hooking a turtle every 2 seconds, which it, it just, I don't know, it makes me sad as hell. So I try to keep it moving really fast. And the lake, or the canal going around the farm, has a load of catfish, and have more luck avoiding turtle there. And however, the canal is just, I love it, and it's right there. Just it. On that note, love ya. Hope you have a beautiful evening, and at some point tomorrow we'll be back tying if anyone has any patterns. If not, probably, I forgot what I was gonna make. Just anything weighted, you know. Try to get better at sticking at plans, but sticking to your own plans as a scatterbrain is like, I wish it was like it formed like muscle, because I'd be like, I have like rock hard abs by this point. You know, sticking to anything daily is like, but I don't know. That's how I know I'll be here for a long time, and genuinely happy to be here. So please never hesitate. I'm more than happy to ship any of these flies out, or recreate them with better proportions. Cause this is a tray of beginner flies. Other than crafting, I haven't really dabbled in this role. So yeah, any criticism is not taken as bad. It is worth more than gold. So on that note,